up from the bed and I'm
Welcome back to the Degen Z podcast, episode 14. My name is Jax. How y'all doing?
Good. Hi,
Pretty
Jax.
good.
Hi,
Hey,
Jax.
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 Hey, Jax. I'm Dave.
That's terrible.
Hey, Dave.
Hi.
I'm
Hey,
Matt.
Dave.
Hello.
Hey, yo.
Shit. Oh, good. It's on this receipt.
I forget
I'm
every
Rob.
week.
Wait, why is it on this receipt? I didn't give them my name.
I know.
Anyway,
Weird. That was a weird
not
clerk.
important.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm Dustin.
He's opening a receipt too.
Alright. And this is, again, the Degen Z podcast. And first topic, gonna talk about Destiny 2. New season
I'm
that
gonna
dropped,
mute myself.
Because he's just gonna be
dropped
malding.
last Tuesday. It's okay. It kind of is kind of disappointing in a sense of
Gonna
that
be
the
so long.
well that, but then also like the 15th wish was some stupid spoiler if you haven't played the first seasonal quest of the season. It's literally like you just shoot the wish when the wish wall is already there. You don't even figure it out. It's already on the wish wall.
Wait, really?
And it's like, yeah. And you just shoot whatever images are there, and it's like, okay, now you step on the thing and you get the wish. But then it's like, the wish is denied. So it's like, wow, the 15th wish is literally trash because you don't get anything for it. And the whole season is just going to be based on how we have to do some, like, more just BS
Yes.
stuff for this.
That was weird.
Oh, we gotta do more seasonal, the same thing over and over again. Someone died probably, or someone didn't do something. Now everything's in ruins. That type of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now, the
the
Season of the
same.
Wish is one thing, but that starter pack, though.
Oh yeah, everything costs money and extra money.
More
So,
money.
so Destiny 2, along with Season of the Wish, earlier this week, they also released a starter pack for Destiny 2, which was just a full-on scam. Like, unhidden, terrible, like, just actual scam. Like, it's literally just new player bait for them to get 15 extra dollars. Not that the game
Mhm.
doesn't already cost $300, but it's like it was so funny because it gives you like what, three exotic weapons, right, Jax? And it gave like
Yeah,
150,000 glimmer and some other shitty
it gives
materials
you
that don't
like
mean anything.
the currency in the game for endgame, but it gives you one, which means you can max out one piece of armor out of five, and then it gives you like five of like the tier below the max, and you need 10 of them to even like do anything with them, and they only give you five. And then below that they give you 50 of the tier below, but like you need 50 of them to make five of the tier above. So all of it is just two things basically you could upgrade armor. Only two armor pieces.
Yeah, but that's not
And
even the
then
worst part about it. Is the fact that it was $15
yeah,
and it's a starter pack that doesn't have any DLCs in it.
it's all just
It's
currency.
like this
Like
starter
Gold
pack
Plus.
with three exotics. What, Dustin, you're gonna get a kick out of this. This starter pack with three exotics that come like with like some expansions. They're like the seasonal exotic of this year and a couple other exotics, right? A few materials, and that's it for $15. The expansions for the game right now are $10.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yo, can I ask you guys a serious question?
Yes.
Are
Okay.
you having fun?
Actually, I was not having fun because there's a new catalyst for a gun, and it won't drop when I'm playing the specific activity, and it's just
Thorn?
it just won't drop.
How
Yeah.
many hours?
Well, it's per like completion,
Yeah, but how
and
many
it's
hours on average are you doing that activity for?
I only play Crucible. Or
I was
So-
I was just about to turn you up, Dustin, because you were low. I'm glad I didn't.
I mean, I haven't played Destiny in months, but I keep up with the news on the game. I've watched
Mhm.
some videos this past week, which are just making me be like, bro,
Every-
maybe I'll play it a little bit just to see what happens in the season. But goddamn,
Every
like what
time
the fuck?
I hear news about Destiny or Blizzard or some fucking issue, I feel like I'm like the personification of Lord Farquaad, like pointing, the pointing meme. He's like, look at him die, or whatever it is. Like that's
Mhm.
what I feel like, because it's just like it just keeps getting worse.
It does keep getting
It's like,
worse.
well, it's like everybody. I mean, I guess here's the sad thing, right? Is that, I mean, we all got baited. We really did, because we were led to believe that Activision was the bad guy by Bungie for years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For years, they kept saying stuff like, "Oh, we're by ourselves now. We're independent. We're gonna be making content for y'all. We got this. Like we're gonna be making it for the players." And then it's like expansion after expansion, we just get constantly proved wrong and then gaslit by Bungie into believing that it's still Activision's fault somehow.
Well, I think Bungie realized they kind of need a publisher. Like, because before they had what, Microsoft?
It was it was Microsoft, and then it was Activision, and now it's Sony, right?
Not Sony.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Maybe it, and I'm surprised they're still blaming Activision. They can't blame Sony because then they'll probably get fired.
well,
Or
the
they
thing
already
is,
got fired.
at this point, nobody fucking believes it when they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, it was the struggles of being independent," blah blah blah, or it was Activision or whatever, because nobody fucking believes them anymore. Because everybody knows, no, they just got really freaking greedy. Because goddamn, there's no excuse for an expansion being 4 years old. Like I'm talking, like how old is Forsaken now, Jax? It's like 4 years old,
I'm pretty
right?
sure yeah, it's 4 years old. Yeah.
4 years old. Half
That's
of
the
the
best
content's
time.
removed, and what is it? It's still $10
I
in
don't
the
think
store.
Forsaken is available.
Well, there's like a
It's
Forsaken pack,
oh yeah,
right?
the Forsaken pack. Yeah.
And it's
20
like
bucks.
$10 or something. $20?
If it's not, yeah, the base price is 20 bucks.
So wait, what was their reason for like,
Sunsetting,
yeah, why?
or
So is it just time
to make
too busy?
room for other content, and then they
Right.
wanted to reduce because the game and like the weapon and the whole state of the game was kind of terrible, and in sense of like only
I
there's like
disagree. Everyone was
it was like
having
a
fun.
90%, 10% type of thing, where 90% of people played and used only 10% of like all the weapons, all the stuff, and they didn't like that, so they tried to basically remove that stuff so it
Wait,
couldn't be
They can
viable
not like
in
that
end
all
game.
they
Bun-
fucking want. I want my
Bungie didn't like
recluse
that?
and my mountaintop,
Wait, so
okay? They
was it
can fuck off.
was it Bungie that made that decision, or was it the
Yes.
player
Yes,
base
it was
that
Bungie.
fucking cried about
It
it?
was
It was
Bungie.
not
It was
Bungie.
Bungie.
It was not
So
the
would
player.
you
The
say you
player
were
base
Bungie.
the
so
player
during that
base
time?
loved it because
Yeah,
those
okay.
weapons were so much fun.
Yep.
Holy fuck, they were fun.
So would you say you were having more fun at that time than you are now?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
100%.
Alright,
It's
yeah,
not even
so
close.
I am
It's
so
not
glad
even
I
close.
didn't continue playing
Dude,
Destiny
the
2.
devs, all the people who say, like, they have reports saying, oh, we see that people use these specific guns the most. We are going to nerf these specific guns because they're used more. That's their
Like,
reasoning.
I hate that mentality so much in video games. Like, you see, the thing is, when it comes to things being overpowered in video games, like there is a extent where if it's one thing completely overtaking the meta, I understand where they nerf it a bit, they bring it back in line, right? That's kind of how my class is in WoW right now. We're totally overpowered. They're gonna bring us back in line next week. But when it comes to like weapons in Destiny, the thing is, it's a PvE game for the most part, and the PvP scaling is completely different.
Yeah.
So all they need to do is make other weapons more fun. It's not that difficult.
Yep.
Like it's not rocket science. Like nerfing everybody's favorite guns isn't going to magically make us want to use shittier guns that don't feel as good.
It's just we just use whatever's the next best thing.
But it's like that meta from the end of the Forsaken year with Mountaintop and Recluse and Not Forgotten and God, what was the other one? The Luna's Howl and whatnot. That that whole year was the best time I've ever had playing Destiny. It was a blast, and it's because one, those weapons were an extreme challenge to get your hands on. You had to go and grind your ass off in Crucible, playing competitive Crucible for hours, getting to get to Fabled rank for the Recluse, and to get to like it was Fabled for Recluse and Mountaintop, I think, and then it was you had to get to Legendary or like the final tier, and you had to do that to get Not Forgotten. And
yes, sir.
The Crucible grind itself wasn't like that bad because Fabled only took you like I'd say maybe 3 or 4 hours total.
That's if you won the games.
If you obviously there's a bit of a grind. If you won the games, I'd say 3 to 4. Like it'd probably be less than that, probably 2 or 3 hours, honestly. If you won all your games, if you lost a few games, if you were decent at the game, it wasn't going to take you crazy long to get these weapons. But once you had them, everything became more fun. Recluse was just dumpstering enemies in PvE.
The best in PvE. That was like
it
the
was
actual
so
top
good.
meta gun.
And then everything changed when the Recluse attacked.
Listen, Dustin, you have no idea. You would get one kill with Recluse, and
with
you would have a damage buff.
What?
Oh yeah, you would get one kill with anything. You're right, because it was like you swap to Recluse afterwards, and it has the damage buff. Yep. So you would like kill somebody with your grenade launcher, swap to Recluse. This Recluse has like a 25% damage buff on it now, maybe more. Was it 32? It was 32,
dude,
right?
It was like a 50%, dude.
Was it really?
It was really hot. Yeah, it was really hot.
It was a crazy damage bonus, and you just have a bunch of Thrall running at you because there were a bunch of Hive like updates at this time, and they just died in like 2 hits to the head. So you're just mowing them down with this submachine gun that's just overpowered as shit. It was so much fun. And then Mountaintop was a grenade launcher that was a actual rocket launcher. It had no drop to it. It was just a full-on rocket launcher that looked like a grenade launcher.
It was basically hit scan.
It was nasty. And these weapons just overtook the meta for that entire time. But there were other weapons, and you know this is true, Jackson, that they brought in every season that were also very powerful and were usable outside of them. Like you had what was it? The nade launcher that had the explosive
Wendigo?
light. Wendigo was really good, right?
Yeah.
That was fun. You had the shotgun, right? I forget which shotgun it was. I don't really remember. But
I can't remember.
Either way, there were other weapons that came out that year that did not absolutely make it so that those 2 weapons, Mountaintop and Recluse, were overtaking everything. Like there were other choices to make. And although they were amazing, after a year, they were like, oh, so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to, so we know you guys really like these weapons. We really like the meta, but we're going to go ahead and remove 50% of the content in the game, including all of your weapons.
Yay.
Right.
So,
no, it's not
worst
a move.
decision
It's
they ever
just
made.
sunset because now they can not be used in high-end stuff.
Well, even then, they nerfed the shit out of those weapons anyway, so they're not even
And these
fun
were
to use
paid
anymore.
expansions?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So
paid expansions.
yeah, one thing I want. So I don't. That's fucking bullshit because you pay for the expansion and then you're losing content.
Oh! We paid for the
Yeah.
game too. The game's free now.
Yeah, I know that. Well, that happened to TF2 as well. So, um, yeah, I don't like that. And then it's understandable if it's like Fortnite where it's free to play and you have the seasons. All right, fine. But when you have to
Fortnite
fucking
seasons aren't
pay,
free either.
yeah, no, well, I mean, I'm
You
making a
got paid.
comparison. I'm making a comparison. So like in Fortnite, it's free to play. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for an expansion. You don't have to
Mhm.
pay to get season 3 or whatever. It all comes in, and yes, I guess they quote unquote sunset older content, and they're just bringing back the old origin stuff, whatever. But like, but with the fucking hash quote unquote free to play parentheses, but not actually Destiny 2, um, where you have to pay for the fucking DLC and they take away the content. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Even as a person outside of the Destiny 2 bubble, that's fucking stupid. So
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, so let me just conclude this segment because we should really move on.
Yeah.
If if a person came up to you like right now, and not me, but and ask, should I get into Destiny 2? Is it worth it? Is it yes or no?
Is it just straight up yes no, or can you explain yourself? Or is it just yes no?
You have like one paragraph to explain yourself.
Um. Okay, so I'll do two arguments. No, if you don't have any time, and you need to dedicate like any gaming time to it to actually be within end game and have your build and everything.
It'll literally be a no life until you.
So
Yeah.
in terms of the free to play content, I would
There's,
say
there's not a
yes.
lot.
I
There's
would
not
say
like
yes.
a
It is
lot.
that you have raids, you have strikes, you have you have dungeons that are free, and they are fun. So
Don't you have to buy
can I?
the dungeon key for it though?
No. There's you can
No.
do a few dungeons
I
that
did
are
a
free.
couple raids when I was.
I know that prophecy at least is fully
Oh,
free.
prophecy. Yeah, yeah.
But then you also have Vault of Glass and you have King's Fall right now, and Crota's
But
End
those, are
that are
those
all
pinnacle?
free. It doesn't matter if they're pinnacle or not, Jax, because if you're a free to play player, I don't think you care about hitting the max light because you're not
True.
in the new
True.
expansion.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you're playing the free to play experience of Destiny 2, I will honestly say you will probably have a good amount of fun for a while. The game does have content there for you, free to play, and as I will say, the systems themselves are one reason that you would be turned off immediately. But if you can manage to sift through the systems of the game and somehow understand them, you will actually have fun doing the raids and stuff in Destiny 2 as a free to play player. Do not fucking give them your money for the expansions. It is not worth it
It'll be free in the
at
future.
all.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whenever like
fucking
we
right.
yeah, like 2028 or something.
Yeah, and then they sunset half the content.
No. It'll be free to play when they remove it, and then they bring it back 4 years down the line and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's a reprised raid." By the way, Jackson, before we move off this topic, I just had one more thing I absolutely wanted to say. Do you
So,
know why Bungie is so adverse to bringing up Wrath of the Machine? And,
um,
well, not even just Wrath of the Machine, but all of Rise of Iron. Like that was a banging ass expansion, and every time they bring up expansions, they always avoid talking about it. They're like, "Oh, we
well,
want to make sure it's like Forsaken and Taken King." And I'm just sitting here like, bro, they're not even gonna bring my raid back, and they're also just not even gonna bring they're not even gonna bring up. They're just trying to like erase it from existence, and I have no
well,
idea.
they might not like because right now there's the new dungeon and it's kind of in the snowy mountains of like what the Rise of Iron was about. So they might be bringing it up soon.
I don't know, man. All I've heard is that we're not getting a raid next year, other than the final raid.
Yeah.
So we're not getting Wrath next year. We should have gotten Wrath this year, and it's really the only reason I would come back to the game at this point, because Rise of Iron was my favorite expansion in Destiny 2, and Wrath of the Machine was my favorite raid in the game. And all of Rise of Iron, and you want to know what my game theory is on this? Is that Bungie doesn't want to talk about Rise of Iron because that is a point of time in Destiny's history where they over delivered the fuck
They had
out
to
of
put in
that
effort.
expansion. They over delivered the fuck out of that expansion. Dustin,
Oh yeah, so they don't want to have to deliver like that again.
they brought every single raid in Destiny 1 back
Yeah.
up to the current level, made them difficult, released banging ass armor sets for each raid, gave them all challenge modes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they really like
and
upgrade
I just
all
think
of the
they
stuff.
avoid talking about it because they don't want to make the players think that they're being under-delivered on, and they are. Because if you played during Rise of Iron, you know that that expansion was peak Destiny ever. And you can still go back and play Destiny 1, and they still got all that content, and I do that sometimes because goddamn, it's still fun. Destiny 2 is not the same case. Anyway, that's my piece. That's anytime I talk about Destiny 2, it's gonna be a rant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun.
Wow, that makes me totally want to go buy a copy of Destiny 2 now out on
You don't have to
Steam.
buy a copy.
PS,
You don't have to
PS.
buy a
It's
copy.
free to play.
Oh, even better. So
Smile.
thanks to our not sponsor Bungie.
Don't you mean Sony?
It's free to start, just not free after that.
Yeah.
Bungie
Anyway.
really
Yeah, what else?
sharing
What else
charity
happened
stuff.
this week?
All right. Well,
What else happened this week?
Are y'all ready for the GTA 6 trailer on December 5th?
yeah,
so
Oh, yeah.
excited
I don't really
to
care.
see
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out in
dude.
I am so
2028.
It's news. Like
am
I'm
so-
interested in that sense. I'm
I
also
I ain't gonna be playing
interested
GTA
I'm-
6.
in the
I'm
sense of seeing what
interested.
everyone's gonna have to say about it.
Mhm.
I'm
Because
interested in the single player.
anything like even like 10 degrees separated from quote unquote woke is gonna be all over the internet, and it's gonna be like, and so what? And I think that's gonna be funny as shit. They're just gonna be like, bro, did you see what shoes this guy's wearing in this part of the trailer? That's so
White
fruity,
Vans.
dude. This so woke game. It's like, why are you looking so hard?
I mean, people
That-
will find literally any reason to get
That
mad.
was not a good phrasing.
local man and local Florida man
Why
gets
are you
hard
paying
over
so much
shoes.
attention
Dude, why are you looking
to such
so
an unimportant detail?
hard?
I'm excited for it just because a new GTA 5, new GTA 6,
I mean,
new
it's been 10
GTA
years.
game.
Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Red
It's been
Dead,
a
like,
long
even
time.
if
It's
Red Dead 2
it's
was
gonna
good.
be big regardless. I don't think I'll play it because I don't think I've tried playing GTA 5 a few times after the updates have come out. I did not enjoy playing it again like I did when I was in high school. Right? I don't think I'll be buying GTA 6, but I understand where all the hype's coming from for it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to go in a private lobby with my friends and fuck around.
Change your
and
time
then,
zone.
No. And then I'll play single player because I actually really like the single player of GTA 4, GTA 5, and San Andreas. And Red Dead 2, for the amount I've played of it, which I do need to still finish, it was very good. So I have faith in their team to do like a good story. And plus, it takes place in Florida. So
That is a dub. It is in
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh yeah,
so
that'll be kind of interesting.
Florida man.
yeah. So
Every fucking character in the game, Florida man.
yeah, I can't
Bro,
wait.
they're gonna have some wild ass
Dude,
characters.
I can't wait until we
I'm
drive
sure.
I can't wait till
And
we
it's gonna
drive
be
to
all
Disney
accurate.
World and we see an alligator attack.
That'd be
And-
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
maybe I'll see my house. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I can see my house from here.
Yeah, I don't know how much they're gonna do. I mean, obviously they're gonna
It's
do
just gonna be
Miami.
Miami.
Is
It's
it just gonna be? I hope it's.
I'm sure it's just gonna be Miami and maybe some areas close to Miami.
Like,
I
if
don't
they
think they're
just
gonna
do,
go
like,
anywhere near where we live.
if they just do, I mean, they could do a because San Andreas had like 3 cities or whatever. So like, they could very well do Miami and then like maybe a little above it, and then maybe even just Orlando if they just really shorten the amount of space there.
They put Orlando in the game.
Well, it's not gonna be
just-
called Orlando,
It's gonna
obviously.
be called Orlando. It's gonna be with an O, and
Just-
it's gonna be
It's gonna be called
Orlando.
Orlando.
No, just rename it like JoJo. Call it Orland.
Orland.
Yeah, Orland.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I'm definitely gonna watch people play it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna participate in any of the fucking public online bullshit, because you know it's gonna
What,
be
you're
fucking.
not gonna play GTA 6 online?
What? Pre-order now and get your $2 billion shark
Yo,
card.
what do we think is the
Oh, yeah.
over under on it being subscription based?
GTA 6.
Yeah,
The
like
online
WoW or
one?
like Final Fantasy 14 or something
I
like
don't
that.
think it'll be
Mm,
subscription
no,
based.
I-
I have
if
That's
Yeah.
that's
I
so
have no-
that's so
no
out of
faith
left
in that.
field to me. Not because I don't think it can't happen. That feels so
that would flop. I'll
yeah.
just tell you right now. It would
I mean,
flop.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
saying because
mad.
there's a lot of live, well, not a lot. I don't know about a lot, but there's more live service games now
Oh sure.
that are going with that format where it's like you can play, like, correct me if I'm wrong, you can play Final Fantasy 14 for free after you buy it, but you can have like a premium version, right? Like a subscription version.
No, they have a free
You're
trial.
thinking of
trial.
Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls
Yep. I
has
think that's right.
has the free version, and then you can pay for all the upgrades in Elder Scrolls.
I mean, I think it's gonna be, the style, it'd be more of like Cyberpunk.
What?
Yeah, so it'll just be the live game, not any like.
I agree. I think it's just
membership
gonna be a
stuff.
$70 game. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
$70
Yeah, I hope
AAA
so.
game.
I fucking hope so, because they
And
make most
You
of their
hope
money
it's
off
gonna
of
be
the card game.
$70?
Well, no, I mean, I hope the
Well,
game.
that's
Well,
the base price
obviously
now,
the
Jax.
game's gonna be
That's all
$70
there is to
now.
it.
There's no way it's not gonna be $70.
It could be 60 if like.
I mean,
It's
I
not
am
gonna be
hoping for
60.
60, but it's not realistically. That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna be $60. I would be surprised if it was not $70.
But what if it
But,
becomes 80?
Oh, I will fucking slap the Rockstar, Mr. Rockstar themselves. I don't know, like what
now,
the fuck.
boys, we talked about MMOs for a minute, and I know we've been wanting to play an MMO together for a while.
Oh, we talking about Blue Protocol.
Blue
Right.
Protocol.
Obviously, we're waiting on Blue
2024.
Protocol.
I'm not
We're
playing.
very excited
I'm not
for it.
playing WoW.
However, let me tell y'all about WoW Season of Discovery, boys.
Mhm.
This shit is so cool. It's so cool.
Wow.
Got him.
It's like I've never played classic WoW, right? So this is a totally new experience for me.
Never ever.
Anyway, so it's like I only play retail WoW. I've never played this old version of WoW, and let me tell you, it
people are
feels
screaming.
fun. I've played a warlock for a little bit. I'm like level 7 right now, and the max level in Season of Discovery is 25, right? So I'm not like in a rush to get there. But boys, I want a squad, and I want y'all to join me bad, because this shit's fun. All the classes are super redesigned and crazy cool. Like my warlock, I feel like a tank right now. I heal every 3 seconds for like 3 HP, and I only have like 100 HP, so it's like 3% of my HP every 3 seconds. And I got my imp buddy, and we have like new moves. So I'm like putting dots on people, and I have this crazy move that's completely new to Warlock in Classic, where I put this move on the enemy, and it like puts a dot on them, but it doesn't actually do any damage. It increases my other moves' damage though. So I throw all my other moves at the enemy, and then once that like debuff expires or whatever on the enemy, it heals me for all the damage I did to the enemy. So I'm just playing a tank warlock, which is something completely unheard of in World of Warcraft. And I am enjoying the hell out of it right now. And they've done similar things with almost every other class. Like rogues can tank, mages can heal with like time magic. It's so cool. And I want to play with some people. And we can run dungeons together. I've never really played Classic WoW. We don't have to play it that hard or go that crazy with it. But I just want to give it a try as a group. I don't know if y'all aren't down, that's fine.
I'm down because I've always wanted to try WoW, but I have to
What was
take
that?
off
Wait, what'd
another
you say?
subscription.
Does you're going in and out?
Said
Yeah,
I'm
what'd you
down, but
say?
I said I'm down, but I'd have to remove my other subscription.
I'm
But,
down, but whenever we stop playing, you gotta remind me to cancel the
yeah.
subscription.
Will do.
Because I was paying like for 3 or 4 months for the
Oh my
subscription,
god,
and I didn't
Okay.
utilize it.
this guy.
All right, I'll make sure to remind you if we stop playing. I will literally make sure to.
Oh yeah, and if you're
'cause
gonna
I'll be
play
playing regardless.
at us, like when you're gonna hop on, because I know I'm not on the server a lot, and because I'm doing other shit, so I need to know so I can make it worth it.
Mhm. Absolutely. And the
Yeah.
thing is, I mean, I'm planning on being a tank, so I don't know if anybody else wants to be a tank, I can swap it up and be a DPS. But I'm planning on playing a warlock because I really like playing warlock. It's pretty much as close as I'm gonna get to the class that I currently play in WoW, which is Demon Hunter. In Classic, because Demon Hunter doesn't exist in Classic. But yeah, if y'all are down, I'd really like to play with y'all. That was my piece because I'm really enjoying Season of Discovery. I think it's cool.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, there's one thing I want to know is, Dave,
Sir.
why did you think your class was burning?
I really want to know that as well.
Okay. So, let's see, today's Friday. On Wednesday, a couple days ago, in one of my classes, I walk into the classroom and class starts, and it's like 10 minutes through, I'm in the middle of lecture, and I start to smell something burning. And that's
Are
not,
you having a heart attack?
no. And that's what
typical.
Dustin asked too.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
not the heart attack, but the stroke thing.
Yeah.
And lost my train of thought. Burning. I smelled burning. And believe it or not, that's actually not the first time it's happened. It's kind of a semi-regular occurrence just because the room that I teach
Good.
in there is next door to the chemistry lab, and they do Bunsen burners and stuff in there. So that's what I thought what was going on in there. But I remember the teacher that teaches in there that period said that she was giving a test that day. So unless the kids write their tests with Bunsen burners, they weren't
Hold up.
they
Wait a
weren't
minute.
doing that. So I was like, okay, I let my kids do a few problems on their own, and I went out into the hall and I went to see if there was a smell in the halls. There wasn't any. I went to the room that the teacher was giving the test in. They weren't using Bunsen burners to do their tests. Um, thank goodness. They were doing their tests on pen and paper. So it didn't smell in there. And then I went into the room, um, like on the opposite side of my room I went to all the neighboring rooms to see if I could see where the smell was coming from. None of these rooms smelled at all. It was coming from our room. And our room isn't a lab. We weren't running a lab. So I looked at my laptop. I saw if it was smoking or if it smelled. It didn't. I went to the smart board that I had my laptop plugged into so the kids can see what's on my laptop because we're doing problems together. None of the cords smelled, and the outlets looked fine, but it was definitely coming from that room.
It was probably the AC in the room.
Could have been if it was cold, they could have had the heater on.
It was cold. the teacher who, and I found this out later, the teacher who was giving a test in that room teaches in that class earlier in the day. And literally, earlier that week, it was like 60 degrees in that room. For some reason, it was so cold in that room, the kids could not focus. So they had whoever turn the heat on in there. And of course, when you turn on the heat, it burns whatever dust is in the vents. So that's what we were smelling. I didn't know that. So before I knew that that's what was going on, I didn't want to take any chances. So I brought my kids downstairs outside to the courtyard that we have because it was such a nice day outside. So we finished up the last like 30 minutes of class outside, and they really appreciated that. But I wish I was told that that's what was going on because I was scared for my students' safety. I was like, I smell something burning. I don't know what it is. We're just going to go. So,
I
yeah, I mean, it's just, I wish there was some better communication on that.
Yeah, valid. I would be concerned as well.
Especially
I
with
would
the
not want to be in that position.
especially with the chemistry lab right there because it could have been like a gas leak or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cook.
Yep.
At least y'all have facilities that are supposed to be on fire.
Mm.
If I got anything on fire, I'm like, how? Why? Fuck.
That reminds me, I saw a meme the other day or earlier today that was like teacher there's a fire in the school. Teachers, okay, everyone evacuate in alphabetical order. The one kid named Zachary, he's like fighting for his life. Going through the fire and the flames.
You have to have Zachary and that Z last name as well. That's the
His
worst.
name is
Yeah.
Zachary.
Oh no, he's gone. He's a goner.
Prage.
That's just natural selection.
See,
You shouldn't have named your kid that.
Dave, at least
Kill issue on the parents.
I'm just glad that when you have to have your kids evacuate, they actually like understand why, and so they listen. My kids
Yeah.
are like, "Why do we have to leave if there's a fire?"
But I thought fire meant cool.
I'm like,
Something that's fire is cool.
it's hot. Like,
But my brother said that this song was fire.
there's no age appropriate way for me to explain, you know, second and third degree burns and smoke inhalation.
You say it's a big owie.
That is what I say.
All
Alright,
right.
just go.
You
Wanna
think
go?
I'm kidding? That's literally
go.
what I say.
Yeah.
You wanna die, kid? Get the fuck outside.
Bro, speaking of a big owie, at work today, this fucking
I
kid
gave my
said
kids a big
something.
owie.
No, this kid fucking said
Oh,
something
no.
that was a big owie. It was funny as shit.
Uh,
So it's lunchtime, and fuck, what's the word? Shit. Yeah.
the kid said shit.
We're handing out little paper cups to the kids to drink out of, and we have them in like 4 different colors: blue, pink, green, orange. And today we were just handing out blue and orange cups. And this one girl gets a blue cup, and she's like, "Yeah, blue cup." The kids, they're like 3 to 5. They care what color cup they get.
Mhm.
And it's like, whatever, you know. And then this other girl who's sitting at the table with her, that 2 of them are friends. This other girl goes, "I want a red cup. And the teacher who's passing out the cups is like, "Here's an orange cup." The girl's like, "Yeah, red cup." And the girl with the blue cup goes, "It's orange." And the girl with the orange cup goes, "It's red." The girl with the blue cup goes, "It's orange. Are you colorblind?"
Yes.
Yes.
This girl is 5 years old, and she's like, "Are you colorblind?" Like that shit was a big owie because I was in earshot. I heard it, and I had to take a deep breath so I didn't just bust out fucking laughing
Mm-hmm.
because that was so out of pocket. I mean, like, reasonable question. That's clearly an orange cup. If you think that's red, are you colorblind? But to just say
To
it like
hear that from, yeah.
it's orange, are you colorblind? I was like, holy shit.
How old are your kids?
Between 3 and 5.
Wow.
So the oldest, no, sorry, let me do it the other way. The youngest kid that I have turned 3 in July. The oldest kid that I have turned 5 in August, September.
Damn. Colorblind. I wasn't even saying
I
three-syllable
mean,
words until I was 7.
I
Eye
mean,
blind.
I told y'all earlier that kid had hit me with like a 4-syllable medical term,
Mm-hmm.
and that I don't think anybody's ever gonna ever gonna top that. I hope not, because if
Why
they do,
did
it'd
you
be really
trip?
weird,
Do you have osteoporosis?
bro. Oh my god, that that day's gonna come one day, and I'm
Fibromyalgia.
gonna be like, what the hell, man?
I have osteoporosis.
Yeah,
Bro,
I started
I have this
making
feeling that
like
10 years from now, these like preschool pre-K classes are just going to turn into Xbox Live 12-year-old party chats.
no. Please don't wish
Currently,
that
it's a
upon
Skibidi
me.
toilet party in the middle school, so
My job is difficult enough. I don't need it to be like that. God. No, no, no. No, thank you. Yeah. I've started writing these things down, these ridiculous things that they say in a notebook that I keep in the classroom.
Yes, the content.
I've got like half a dozen things down so far. The kid I mentioned earlier who said the 4-syllable medical term,
Mm-hmm.
one time was angry because if the snack that's on the schedule is not inclusive of any kids' allergies in the class, then rather than change the snack for the whole class, they just provide an alternative for the kids who cannot eat it. And I have 2 kids in my class who can't have dairy, and so basically every day we get some alternatives for them, and the times that always get the most attention are the snacks we have in the afternoon. And one time at the afternoon snack, I think the alternative they got was apples, which was weird. Usually fruit is not given as an alternative, it's given as one of the main snacks that everybody gets. You know, it's usually like crackers and cheese, fruit and cheese, fruit and crackers. I don't remember ever fruit being the alternative before, but it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was. And so these 2 girls were going to have apples, and this kid really wanted some apples. And he's like, I want to have apples. I'm like, I hear you. I know, but today is not a day where we have apples for everybody. These apples are for our friends who can't have dairy. And this kid fucking says, I hope next time the apples have dairy so they can't have them.
Bruh. I want them to have milk apples.
And it's like the fucking comprehension, the ability to think ahead and like put 2 and 2 together to say that was just so funny. I hope next time the apples have dairy. Like, Why don't you just hope for apples for everybody next time?
Humans are inherently chaotic.
He's like, no.
Oh, you're vegetarian. I hope your broccoli has meat in it.
Meat infused broccoli.
This kid's like,
Mm.
no, me getting apples is not good enough. I want them to be deprived of the apples, as I was.
Mm.
I mean, like I said, it is human nature to always have better stuff than others.
That's what I'm
Or like
saying.
to be better.
Nah,
Yeah.
skill issue is not human nature.
Are you subscribed to the theory that humans are inherently good or bad?
I don't
Is
think they're
Dustin
in.
quiet for anyone else? Because I'm
Do you
scared to turn
subscribe
him
to
up.
the theory that humans are inherently good or bad?
I think they're inherently good.
Yes. I subscribe
I don't
to
think.
them being
I,
bad.
I don't really think they're strongly one way or the other. But if they are on one side of the fence, it's good ever so slightly.
Like
You
from
hear more
right
about
when they're
people being
born?
been than people being good.
Well, because
Because it's
I
more
think it's the
sensational.
environment
people being
they're
good
in.
isn't really like newsworthy. People being bad is.
People
I think it's the
being
environment
meanies.
they're in.
It's
because I
definitely the
think good and
environment they're
bad,
in.
good
I
and
think-
bad can change depending on what the environment is in the first place.
Yeah.
I think the tendency leans like 70 to 80% in favor of inherently good.
Well, that's because that benefits society.
Right, but like
I'm just saying without like
because we have the inclination to live as a society, we have the inclination to be good. You know?
Yes.
Even with like my worst like my kids who have had the worst behavioral problems that I've had, including like violent ideation and violent tendencies and behaviors, even they like have clearly expressed like genuine like what's the word, like empathy and care and positive feelings towards other people.
Mm-hmm.
And is that strictly because they know if they do that they'd get fed? And
No,
shit,
it's
or-
not. We don't. No, it's not. I have seen them do it knowing there is no inherent reward to it, and they're the same kids that I see say a bunch of batshit things and do a bunch of batshit things. So it's not like they're trying to be ass kissers, or that they've learned early on to be ass kissers. It's that they have some problems, but ultimately they still understand and have a desire to be kind to the people that are around them.
Anyway, all right, let's move on.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I think if people were inherently bad, I think the world would be a lot worse. I think society at large would be a lot worse. The majority of people would be a lot worse than they are. I think
I think
most
that's
of
what it
society's
was.
problems can be narrowed down to like the intention, like in terms of intentionality, to a small group of people, or like a small portion of the human population. Yes,
mean-
there's like bystander effect and ignorance and like learned bullshit and whatever for some other portion of the human population. But I think most of the human population inherently has goodwill.
Or at least believe that
If there were no rules, maybe more.
at least
Anyways.
believe that they have goodwill.
The first sign of civilization is a healed femur. Anyway,
Mm.
speaking of civilizations, Matt and I have been reading a manga about some we both thought it was an
Okay.
isekai. It's apparently not.
It's not an
Um,
isekai.
It is a magical civilization set in another world, except it's not another world. It's just their world. It's not an isekai. How
It's
refreshing.
just a magical world.
We started reading it because I was scrolling through manga and I found the title and I was like, wow, that's a real title. That's
It's getting an anime,
fucking
right?
ridiculous. Yeah. So it's getting an anime, and this was the second one we found with this particular word in the title. And the first one I was like, bro, no way, it's getting a fucking anime. When we get to this one, I'm like talking about it, I'm like, and watch, it has a fucking anime. And I pull up the Wikipedia page and look at that, like in July or August, it was confirmed for a fucking anime adaptation. I was like, are you kidding me? What is the demand?
Both of them. Both of them were. And
I
we're
don't
looking at
remember.
we're looking at a new category of fantasy, boys.
Yep, we're looking at a new genre that you're gonna get every season. So the key word in both of these titles is receptionist.
What?
Yeah,
I did
Yeah.
see a title like
one
that
of them
somewhere.
one of them is like I'm gonna be the best guild receptionist or something. It's something to do with a guild receptionist. The one Matt and I ended up reading, the second one we found, is I want to be a receptionist in this magical world, which is what made us think it was an isekai. It's like
Sounds like it.
it sounds like it. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
And
which really
I don't know if you feel
caught
the
me off
same way I
guard.
do, Rob, but it's not bad either.
It's
Like,
not. It's not bad.
Is it
It's
I
not
know
bad.
Matt's further than me. I'm like 7 chapters in.
is it Earth?
No, it's not Earth.
No, not Earth.
So it's not Earth, but it's not an isekai. Like nobody fucking is isekai'd. It just
It's just another. It's just a.
It's-
It's just a
it's just a
fantasy
magical-
world. It's just
Yeah.
a fantasy world. That's it.
What are some
But-
manga or shows that are isekais that don't need to be isekais?
most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them. Almost all of them.
You see, the thing is, there are isekais where the part of the isekai act is literally just input there because they want a reason for this person being older than than like being born in this
Yeah.
world.
Bro, like
Right.
basically any show where it's like I was reincarnated as so and so's something, or I was reincarnated as the something something. Like I was Matt, you probably remember the actual title. Like I was reincarnated as like the Grand Wizard's grandson or something.
The wise man's grandchild. Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's it. Wise man's grandchild. I was reincarnated as the wise man's grandchild. Doesn't have to be a fucking isekai.
Not at all.
Just
that one.
Just
it
make
doesn't-
him be whoever the fuck the wise man's grandchild. Why does he have to
Well,
die on Earth to
The
go
only
there?
reason
There's
in
no
that
point.
show that it even kind of made sense was because he would take science from his previous life and use it to create magic in his current life. Which it's just like he could have figured some of that shit out on his own. Like that's some bullshit. But it's like they use it as a device where they could have just said, "Hey, he's the wise man's grandchild and he's a genius. That's why he was able to come up with all this stuff." But no, it's because he was isekai'd and now he has all this science knowledge in another world, and that's why. And it's like, okay, whatever.
But yeah,
Sure.
I feel like a lot of isekai just don't have to be.
There's a
You
few
could've
that
just-
do. And
Yeah,
Well, sure,
but it's like you
but-
could have just made this a fantasy world.
Eminence of Shadow. Let's see, what's
Like,
the other one?
On the real, why did Shield Hero have to be an isekai?
Shield Hero's a double isekai, bro. They keep going to different worlds all the fucking
but
time
it's like
now.
why did they have to
Shield
be
Hero's-
summoned
Yeah,
from
bro.
another world?
Hero
Why
starts
couldn't they
as a
just be chosen?
quadruple isekai because they're all from
'Cause it's
different
4 different.
Japans.
Yeah.
But with Shield Hero, I do get why it's an isekai.
Okay,
it's
but
one of the
why?
ones that
why-
does make sense.
Like,
to
I
me.
get that they isekai after the first time, but like, why the first time?
Well, the first time it's
Couldn't they? They could be chosen ones. Why do they have to
They
be
could be
isekai?
chosen.
For the whole first
But-
episode of the
but,
like
Rob,
why.
with plot developments that happen later on and the reason they go to the other world, it coincides with the reason they were brought into the world in the first place. So
Fair point.
it all gets brought together.
They were also brought
makes
into the
sense.
world. Well, at least Naofumi was, because the plot point was he didn't fucking know about the shield hero being completely hated. So that was the whole first point of the first episode. So like he's like, oh, I'm treated whatever, and then
True,
he
if
gets
he was
fucked.
born in that world, he would never know that.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. If he
Fair,
was
but
born
he,
there,
you
he wouldn't
know,
be
you
fucked
could
over.
have had him be chosen, and he lives in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, he's chosen through some divine prophecy, and they come find him, and he's like, "Who the fuck are y'all?" And they're like, "You've been chosen as the shield hero." He's like, "The what?"
I don't think they they would even give him the shield at that point, because like they spawned in with the shield
They
on.
They'd be
spawned.
like, "Fuck that guy."
They literally can't remove their weapon.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
funniest part of the series
Yeah.
is that you'll see Ren, the sword hero, walking around with a keychain with a little sword on it because he can't put his sword away and he has to have it on him at all times. So he has a form of his sword that's just a little keychain hanging off his hand.
Deserved.
Anyway, yeah, receptionist. Why? What? I still don't understand why.
Neither do I. It's
Why a
it's definitely a
receptionist?
weird concept.
And why did
It's-
I find two? It's not like I scrolled through like a whole like fucking list of manga. I scrolled through like a couple pages of the Crunchyroll store.
I think
And
it's
this shit has
because it's
boys,
a character
boys.
that you see all the fucking time in like anime, fantasy, isekais, and whatever that has a fucking adventures guild, and you never get like background on it, or if you do, it's like a little bit, like in fucking Danmachi, but like not a lot.
Boys, let me tell y'all, this receptionist manga has 34 chapters.
Only 34?
All right, so
really?
I
I'm
can read it
sitting
in
here-
34 minutes.
I mean, it's
It is-
more like 38 because
Is it
61,
really?
62, 63 are all.
Very different.
Well, I don't know if those are all separate chapters.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you have the option of reading 1.1 or 1.2, or you could have just read chapter 1, right? 6 is the only chapter that doesn't have that option in the site that we're using, it looks
Mhm.
like. But, like,
So
most of
why
them are
reading
just
it
their
legally?
chapters.
Yeah, most of them, yeah. Well, there's 3.1 and 3.2 as well. I don't know why they did that, but so yeah.
It could be that
yeah.
it was just separated for those
Like
chapters, but they are
38.
much shorter.
They don't look shorter though.
Hmm?
I have 6.2 pulled up. It doesn't look short. But yeah. 35, 40 almost chapters.
The author had to
Receptionist.
rewrite the chapter multiple times.
It is a long one, and well, it's not long. It is a decent length for a receptionist. Yeah,
And the
like
It's getting
manga.
a fucking adaptation, dude.
It is. Both of them are. Both of them.
After 34
Double
chapters.
receptionist anime.
So, moving on. What is the best or worst anime or game world to spawn into, to be
Well,
born into?
easily worst one would
Worst?
probably be Attack on Titan. Oh my god,
I
my
was
voice.
thinking Attack on Titan was my first
Yeah,
thought
worst
as well.
is worst is Attack on Titan or Dragon Ball by far.
Well, the thing with Dragon Ball is like if you're on Earth, yeah, you die, but you get brought back anyway. So, like, whatever.
Yeah, but your life is in the hands of super beings like who could snap their fingers and explode your whole planet.
I mean,
Like
your
I'm
li-
good.
I mean, your life is in the hands of space right now. With a rock can fucking crash into Earth and destroy it. It's not really that different.
I feel like the likelihood that some supreme being in the Dragon Ball verse would just like Thanos snap my planet away is higher than the likelihood that like
Well,
a world-ending asteroid would hit the Earth.
Yes,
Oh.
but you get brought back, so it doesn't matter.
You're
are we, like,
assuming
in the
I'm important
protagonist
enough to get
type
brought
of thing?
back.
Yeah, are we like important in these in the game or anime, or are we just like some NPC thing?
I mean, I
You're yourself.
I think
You're yourself.
I
I
think
think that's the best way to
irrespective.
Jax,
of, I
answer
think
your own
this- I
question.
think
Are
this
you the
idea is
main character?
Irrespective of the original story.
So for me, let me just tell y'all, isekai or fantasy worlds, because let me tell you, they always have some bullshit mechanism where you can become overpowered as hell
He's kind of
easily.
Well, if you're an NPC,
But
probably
Matt,
not,
Matt, you're
like,
forgetting
in
something.
One of
No,
those.
it
You're
don't
forgetting
matter.
something. Matt, you're forgetting something. You could also be a Klein.
No.
You,
No,
you
like
could.
half of the fantasy
could.
shows I watch,
No.
have some shit that is just like, oh, well, the people here don't know that water can turn into like that water can
Ice.
have a gaseous form
well,
as well.
Well, listen.
Oh,
This is you just spawn there. Are we saying? Well, I'm the one
We
who came
have
up with
a
the fucking
knowledge?
question.
Yeah.
I'm saying you just spawn there. You're living a life there. You live there
Uh-huh.
normally as a normal person. So let's just say you are yourself. You have your brain and your consciousness and your personality, but you don't have your memories of Earth.
Okay, so no memories of Earth,
Okay.
but you have a
um,
brain.
Yeah. So like
You imagine,
Still
like,
fantasy
spawning-
or isekai world.
like imagine
Still
spawning in
fantasy or isekai
Shiganshina. Imagine spawning in Shiganshina. The walls are coming down, and you
Imagine.
go to Aaron. His mom's getting eaten alive, and you're like, Aaron, we got to get back to Florida. He's like, the fuck is Florida? My mom is getting eaten.
it's across the water.
Oh, across the sea. Oh my God, it's across the Atlantic Ocean.
God.
It's okay. We'll just have the colossal titans swim there.
Yeah, one of the most cursed things I've seen a colossal titan do is just swimming, like paddling its feet.
That shit was creepy as hell, dude.
Yeah.
That
The
was
first thing I
so
saw
creepy.
was the fucking Saul Goodman Titan.
Mm,
So.
yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
I
for
think you
me,
and I saw that
definitely
at the same
fantasy
time, and we were
isekai
both
world.
like, was that Saul?
I mean, I knew it was coming.
Attack on Titan would suck to spawn in. Depending on who you are, One Piece world would be interesting.
Yeah.
If you're on just like some fuck off island in East Blue and you're chilling, you never even heard of a Grand Line or a Devil Fruit or anything. Life's probably pretty quaint.
Yeah, or you could be on Wano, where you're enslaved to a dragon person that you could never overthrow, even if you trained for your entire life.
Or you could be on O'Hara.
Where you get burned alive, and then they
Yup.
tell you can escape on a ship, and then they burn the ship.
Yup.
That they burn.
So say that one again, Dave.
I said, depending on who you are, if you're on some random East Blue island, then it could be quaint. I
Yeah,
know
as
how
much as I love One Piece.
I know how
as much as
fucked
I love
up One Piece
Piece
is.
Fuck no.
Yeah, no, I don't
Fuck
think
no.
I'd want to.
A world noble could come and just enslave my entire island at any point. A pirate could come at any point with a devil fruit and just kill everyone on my island. Unless they have some shitty devil fruit like the cart fruit
Bro,
or something.
by the end of the series, it's gonna be a valid option.
Yeah.
True. At the end of the series, if some peaceful shit happens and we end up with a peaceful world, One Piece gonna be nice. And then I'll choose that.
Yeah, I'm like
But
really trying to think what place would be like the best. Like what
fantasy
the
isekai.
fuck?
It's not even close.
Oh, the best in One Piece?
No.
No, best game or anime world.
Okay, I thought we were specifically
Oh,
talking
I
about
was
one.
about to say Minecraft.
Bro,
but I'm
if you
like,
want me
no.
to say a specific one, I'll just tell you.
Fuck not Minecraft. The fuck.
Let me tell y'all
That's why I
the
said
best
no.
world I can think of to live in.
That's a horror
The
game.
one from what I've been killing slimes for 300 years. Nothing bad could ever happen in this show. Or farming life in another
Speaking
world. Dave.
of, bro, Slime Rancher would be
True.
chill.
Slime Rancher would be chill.
Bro, you're just chilling there with Zabuton, bro. That'd be lit.
Chilling with
Farming
Zabuton
life
on
in
my
another
right,
world.
Johannes on my left.
Yup,
We're
chilling.
straight chilling.
We're just grape stomping, brother. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But like, who says you're gonna spawn in there? You might spawn in somewhere.
Okay,
completely
shut
else on the
up.
world.
Shut
It's such a
up.
low chance, bro.
Like,
What if you spawn at the
We're-
bottom of the ocean and get crushed?
No, I mean, it's such a low chance.
Bro, but the thing is,
Ugh.
Dustin,
You
it
know what
doesn't
else is
matter
low chance? The
because
chance of
in
being
these
born,
worlds,
but here we are.
in these worlds, nothing that bad happens.
I mean, there could be
Like-
fucking wars going on. We have no.
Shut
fucking idea.
up! It's grape stomping
Shut
show.
up. It's a hypothetical. You're not
But yeah,
filling out a fucking
what
form
I
to
choose.
actually do it and have to be.
We're not.
You gotta consider the fucking
no, the-
possibilities.
The
Worst
goddess
case
is right
scenario.
there looking at me. I gotta answer right now.
It kind of suck if you spawn into the Dark Souls series game.
Oh yeah. Well.
No.
Well. You can spawn into the Dark Souls series. Just
Oh,
fucking
I
don't
got
get the
another
undead
bad
curse
one.
and go to fucking like Lord Dren Lothric or Drangelic. Like, just don't go.
Promise Neverland.
Oh God. Yeah,
Ah.
well, if you're a demon.
I
Chilling.
mean,
You're
yeah.
chilling.
Well, no, you
I mean-
actually you'd have to be a wealthy demon. You have to be a demon who can afford good schmeat.
Good schmeat. Mm-hmm.
Why do we?
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually really. It's harder to find the best than it is the worst. Yeah, fuck, holy shit.
Demon Slayer would be pretty bad.
Well, unless if you're like, well, I mean,
That's a big unless. There are not that many Demon
Ark
Slayers.
Survival Evolved. Bad game.
yeah, me dropping fat shits all day.
I think the world of Fortnite would kind of suck to live in. Like
Yeah.
every day you have 100 motherfuckers dropping in on your island, just
That's a
killing each other.
simulation. In the
Taking all
lore,
your
that's just a
shit.
complete simulation.
Dust, I'm gonna
I
kill
think
you.
Hunter x Hunter would be
No, you would just
Yeah, let-
literally just
Yeah, let's
be in a
live in
normal.
the Star Wars universe.
No.
No, Emperor.
No.
You know how many people Emperor fucking Palpatine has killed?
Do it.
It's like fucking trillions.
Too many.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Kill him.
I mean, technically, that universe is our universe because it's in a galaxy far, far away.
And it happened a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah. So,
And its light is just reaching us.
yeah.
That's why we were able to watch it only 50 years ago. Star Wars was almost 50 years ago.
Oh yeah, Jax. When you
That's
come by in a couple weeks,
Fucking
you want to watch
crazy.
all of
And I've
episode
still
1
only
through
seen
3.
one movie.
Seriously?
What was that?
You want to see episodes 1 through 3 when you come over.
If you sure.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a reason, or is it just you're just
I don't know.
wanting to?
I don't know. I
He wants
guess
to
it
waste
would
our
be fun.
weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro,
All right. Yeah. I don't
Fairy Tale would be good.
I was
For the
thinking
most
about
part.
Fairy
Fairy
Tale.
Tale would be a good world. I do
For the
like
most
the Fairy
part.
Tale world. There are some fucked up things that happen in Fairy Tale, though.
know.
Yeah.
What about just Mario?
That sounds boring as shit.
Well, you don't want to like grab a mushroom and grow bigger?
No, not
No.
particularly.
What if you lived in like Overwatch universe?
Ooh, maybe. I don't know enough about the lore. There's too much lore.
Sorry, but you're not a hero, so you'll die.
You're an omnic.
You're right. Oh no.
We're gonna do a racism.
All right, boys, let's live in the Soma universe.
Jujutsu Kaisen would suck.
Oh, that would.
That
suck.
would suck.
Anything with like demons.
Well, that would suck if you
JJK would
lived in
hard
Japan.
depend on where you are, because
Yeah.
like
I mean, yeah, but like if
you
you're
have
in
to
the
bear in mind
you're in
that
the bad
all
spawn
the current
point-
events in the series are taking place just in Japan.
yeah, fuck Japan in particular.
Yeah. So like we don't know what's happening elsewhere.
Fuck the specific prefecture in Japan.
For real. That's how
Fuck-
specific it is.
Fuck this zip code right here.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like Durarara. It all happens in like one, literally all in Shibuya. That's the only place where anything
Yeah.
happens in Durarara.
Ditto
Bro,
with
what is with
Jujutsu
manga and
Kaisen.
anime and saying fuck Shibuya?
Oh, can you
True.
Oh
Akihabara.
god.
yeah, but-
Imagine living in the fucking
Dude,
Spine
Aki-
Gate world. Oh god.
Akihabara
Fucking-
is literally where everything cool happens in anime. What do you mean?
Bro, where's the fucking shit post? In the colorful world of Akihabara, where anime dreams come to life.
Oh god.
Bro, I love Akihabara. I got my freaking my body pillow with me 24/7 of Eula.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a good time. And then I found this stone that isekai'd me to another world, and I was super powerful and stuff.
This stone, which isekai be to the world with my my you. I can't do it.
Trying to think of other places, other worlds.
It's really fucking hard.
Dr. Stone would be a bitch.
Yeah.
I would not want to be reincarnated into the world of Dr. Stone.
No
That's
Is it-
too much
is it
work. I'm just
pre or
working under
post?
Senku.
Is
I'm
it
just
pre or
working under
post?
Senku, sitting there like working away. Obviously, it'd be post. What do
Bro,
you
if I'm
mean?
under Senku, I don't. If I'm under Senku, I don't mind. I'm chilling.
What do you mean, dude? He's gonna work you to the damn bone.
I don't
Yeah,
fucking care,
manual
bro.
labor.
You know, I don't care.
Rob's into that.
I mean, that's fair. The
Like-
thing is, I would just be sitting here like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever they say because they're cool as shit. And that's gonna be pretty much it. I'm gonna sit there. Ryusui's gonna do the snap thing.
That would
And
be
I'm
my
gonna be like,
ideal.
"Alright, bro.
Would be to have
Alright, bro."
Senku just telling me what to do, because I'm like,
That's
I
true.
bet. You know,
Then you got, dude.
I
I'm
don't
just
believe in
hanging out
God.
with the boys.
I believe in Senku though.
Bro, you're just hanging out with the
If Senku's
boys.
bossing me
Ukyo,
around, I'm like,
Senku,
yes, motherfucking sir.
Ryusui. Oh, it'd be so.
I
it'd
trust
be so
you.
cool.
Fucking nerd. I'd take whatever you say at face value.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of basic, but the world of Zom 100. So just any zombie apocalypse.
Just be a zombie.
Yeah.
Awful. They're fast zombies.
Yeah,
Awful.
they're
Dude,
fast zombies.
you got that crazy zombie who's always running after you real fast and stuff, and they're super strong too. Heck no. Get me out of
Mm-mm.
there. I'm not a rugby player, okay? I'm not overpowered in this world of zombies.
Imagine just like living in the JoJo's universe and all of a sudden fucking fictional characters just pop out of there.
Scratch that. I'm not a retired rugby player who hasn't played rugby in 4 years, who somehow is still just as strong as he was 4 years ago, even though he's been working behind a desk for 4 years.
Yeah, my man has been wasting away in a
Who's this?
cubicle for 4 years,
The
and
main
yet
character is on 100.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
still
Oh,
yeah,
I
has
yeah.
the
forgot he
necessary
did.
strength and conditioning to maneuver like a fucking star rugby player.
Yeah, I think I would have quit if I was him way earlier.
Yeah, but different culture.
I think I still would have quit.
I mean,
I'm trying
you
to
could
think
think
of
so.
other cool worlds.
I think so too, but
The irregular Magic High School would be a cool world.
Yeah, that one's kind of cool.
I like the magic in that world.
I don't know shit.
think
Yeah.
I've
I
always
got a
liked
bad
it a lot.
one.
It's just
Hell's
advanced technology.
Paradise.
It's not even magic. It's just tech.
Well, no, it is magic because the people have magic in them, but they use technology to use the magic.
Oh, I thought
is
it
the
was
way
like
works.
they the technology advanced so much that they're able to use like their inner whatever. I guess it would be magic, but I don't know.
Because if it was just the technology, then anybody would be able to use it as well as the other person. But you got Miyuki, who literally doesn't even need to use the magic thing, and she can freeze
Skill
things by just
issue.
thinking about it. So it's like,
Speaking of technology being so advanced that you can use magic,
hmm
any longtime viewers who or anyone who has seen the very first episode of the Degen Z podcast will remember one of my first topics.
wait,
was a
that's what this
manga.
is?
I
Oh, I'm
was
excited.
reading
Yeah.
Magilumiere Co. Ltd. is a really fun, interesting manga. I think it's got, I want to say, 90-ish chapters so far, where instead of magical girls having magic powers bestowed upon them or stumbling upon them by chance, it is a career path you can choose. Excuse me. It is a career path you can choose because magic has essentially been harnessed into a technology. The reason I am mentioning this is I recently found out Magilumiere Co. Ltd. is getting an anime adaptation, and I am very happy.
If you want
That's
more
cool.
information, watch the
Yay.
first episode.
Look forward to it. If you're interested, go read it, go check it out. Great character designs, interesting premise, interesting world, fun, cute, funny.
You remind us what the
I
premise
like it.
is.
I've read like 60 chapters out of the
Hey,
90
just
or
go
so
watch
so
episode one.
far.
Are there magical guys in that universe, or is it sexist?
Not that we know of, at least not
Okay.
at the point where I'm at. There
They're
are
like-
men who work in the industry, but there are not. I have not seen any magical boys yet.
It's like, sign here, and we'll give you a sex change free of charge.
It's just
God.
all of them look like magical girl Ore.
And okay, the main girl is gonna be voiced by the same voice actor as Jolene.
Okay. I.
Virus. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's fine. Yeah.
And then the other like main girl is gonna be voiced by Hanamori Yumiri, who is the voice actor of Hayasaka Ai from
I.
Kaguya-sama Love is
Hey,
War,
hey.
as well as
Hayasaka!
bunch of other shit. Yanfei from
Shinomiya-san?
Genshin Impact, Shizu from Slime, the list goes on. Nadeshiko from Yuta Camp, the list goes on and on and on. Yeah, check it out. Love it. Recommend it heavily.
Yuth.
So,
You best believe I'm gonna be talking about it when it comes out.
moving
So,
on to probably a pretty quick topic. Wano's over. End of One Piece
Yeah.
arc for Wano.
dun, dun,
Getting
dun, dun,
done.
I
dun,
don't know if I was
dun,
gonna
dun,
say
dun,
end of
dun,
One
dun,
Piece.
dun. One Piece is done, guys. We found it.
Wano over,
So-
my relationship with One Piece over.
But yeah, Wano's over, so we're gonna start moving into the next arc. I have no idea what's
Next
coming.
arc,
These
next
guys
arc.
all fucking do because they're manga readers, except for
Good.
Jackson.
It's good shit. It's all.
And
It's all
I have no idea what's on its way because I'm anime only. But I'm excited. Wano was great. Wano was extremely long, but it
Mhm.
was pretty much good all the way through. So I'm
So-
happy about it.
Now that it's totally done, did it need to be as long as it was?
No.
No,
Did it need to be the longest arc?
No.
I also think no. There, I don't think. Well, the thing is, it beats out Whole Cake and Dressrosa, which are also too
Longest
long.
arc.
Yes, those are too
Yeah.
long.
So
But I think of the arcs so far for how much story and like world building there was in Wano. It
I
kind
do.
of it kind of
actually,
needed
I do
to
agree
be.
with you. It does. I do think it needs to be the longest arc, but I think it needed to be shorter as well as the other
Yes.
arcs needed to be shorter. I think
Yeah.
we should be at
Yes.
episode about 850, 900 right now in One Piece. To be honest,
Yeah. If everything
But-
was shortened, yeah, agree.
but because we're doing one chapter an episode for the most part, and I
Mhm.
understand why they do it that way, I'm totally fine with the way that Wano went. 200 episodes is just fine for me for how long it was. It took 4 years. I enjoyed all 4 years of it.
Mhm.
There weren't very many weeks where I was like, I don't really feel like watching. I watched pretty much weekly all the way through the 4 years. And it was pretty much good all the way through. Every episode had me sitting there going, hey, next episode's going to be great. And then it had me really mad when I would look at the episode. It's like, oh, we got Barto's secret room 1, 2, 3, and 4
Yeah.
coming up, and I'm sitting there like, did you have to put it right after episode 10-15?
Yeah. But hey, we got 1017 a couple weeks later.
Like 10-15 is a great episode, like really like nigh masterpiece episode. Until you get to the Barto's secret room
Mm.
coming up next, boys. And I'm just
Oh
sitting there like,
shit, we get to see
just
Barto.
kills all your hype.
Rufy Senpai.
But yeah, I'm very excited for. I think it's called the Egghead Island arc. I have no idea, but it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. I mean, we got some in between stuff first. You know, like after every arc, there's like,
Well, yeah, obviously.
what's going on
We've
in the
already
rest of the
gotten some
world?
that. But yeah, that's pretty much all for One Piece. I would have had more to say if more happened last episode, but not really much happened last episode.
It's
We're
really
still
just
sleeping.
wrap it up with a bow, time to go,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
But yeah, I'm excited for more One Piece.
Me too. And I think they said that the next arc um, will start. Did they say like January? I think they said like the first week of
Likely.
January.
I think we're getting a few weeks off. Like, what's the end of December here?
Which, good lord, they need it.
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, the thing is, they have so many teams working on One Piece. I don't think they're extremely overworked on the One Piece team.
Yeah,
They
Toei
just have-
Toei treats their animators way better than most other studios do.
They just have the resources to have a shit ton of teams working on One Piece, right?
Mhm.
And just rotating them, which is honestly genius. So, I mean, it's the only way you can keep a show like that going year round. But yeah. What's next, boys? Do we want to?
Talk about our weekend.
That's true. We could talk about last weekend when I was over with Dave and Dustin in
Yeah,
Boca. That was fun.
yeah.
We went beer tasting.
Oh yeah, we
on like a beer tour.
we went on a beer brewery tour, and we got there a bit early, so we just walked around the place beforehand. But when it was like a few minutes until the scheduled time, I went up to the counter to be like, "Hey, me and my friends are outside. We're gonna be going on the tour." And the guy was like, "Oh, you're going on the tour?" He was like surprised and like
Very
happy
excited.
about it. He was excited about it. He's like, "I'm actually the guy that's gonna be giving the tour. I'm glad someone came." And I'm like, uh, this kind of makes me nervous because if people aren't coming to this, maybe it's not so good of a tour. But he seemed excited anyway, so at
Yeah.
least he would have fun doing it. Um, but he took us. He was very knowledgeable about everything. He let us try a few of their beers and um, gave some good info on them and some good stories. I love when tour guides give anecdotes and stuff.
Yeah, we had this.
And let me
Midwest
tell y'all,
Weekend one.
probably the most bang for your buck tour
Mm-hmm.
ever
Yeah.
been on.
Yeah, I left him a nice
Like,
review.
What the heck? It was $10, and we got to keep the glasses that we got the beer in,
Yeah, we got a little souvenir
and we
glasses.
got 4 glasses of beer and the tour for $10.
Yup.
Like, dang, very cool.
It was fun. We did that. We also went to Miami. We went to Wynwood and walked around a bit. It was kind of a crappy night to walk around. It was like drizzling
Raining.
and
Yeah.
puddles everywhere. But
We got the Miami vibe though.
yeah, but these guys haven't been to Wynwood before, and I like the area. It's like the artsy district of Miami. A lot of interesting characters walking around. A lot of interesting smells in the street.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Oh God, when was I there? Like 3 years ago, I think. 3?
Yeah, I wanted to take them to
4?
like this art. It's not a museum, but it's like a place that has a bunch of the murals on the walls. I didn't know you had to pay to go there. I think you didn't used to, but now you do. So we didn't do that, but there's plenty of like walls with murals on them anyway, just around. So that was cool. And we we grabbed dinner at a nice Asian place in Fort Lauderdale.
Overpriced though.
Overpriced, but
The
good.
Miami one was overpriced.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a different night. And what else? What else? Oh yeah, Matt spent pretty much most of the weekend like that wasn't beer tour having and mural watching. Uh, he spent it watching some WoW,
The
World's First.
Bro,
Thing.
that was crazy. By the way, Liquid
Who
lost.
won?
Sad.
Oh.
Very sad.
Who
Echo
won?
Echo won
Okay.
pretty late into Monday, I think.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah, it went on for a long time. That was crazy.
How long was it?
But yeah,
Like 13 days?
Like multiple weeks.
it was about 13 days. Yeah,
Wow.
13
2 weeks.
days.
Okay.
So I remember you said it
Liquid
was
got all the
11
way
days
down
over the
to, like,
weekend.
what, 6%?
They were down at 6% on Saturday,
Yeah.
I believe.
Is that the furthest they got?
No, they killed it at this point. But
Oh, okay.
they were both like neck and neck at like 1% and 0.5% for a while there. It was very cool to watch, and honestly, I don't know if y'all enjoyed watching it when we were watching it because I don't know how much you understood, but it was very, very fun to watch. I watch it every time it comes around. It's my favorite sort of time to watch WoW streams, just because it's one of the it feels like a true like WoW esport where it's just all these different groups are just pushing and just trying their absolute best to beat the raid, and it's just they're running dungeons, they're running the raid on the lower difficulties, trying to get all the gear they can possibly get to push the hardest difficulty, and they 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 struggle, and they struggle for days on single bosses, and you just watch them and you watch them beat it, and it is just this crazy ecstatic moment when it finally happens of just probably relief on their end, and then just also like holy fucking shit, we just beat that.
Mm.
That sort of thing. But it was definitely cool. I think they beat it. I think it was Sunday actually when they beat it. Now that I think about it, uh, it was I think 2 to 3 hours after I left you guys when it was
Mm.
beaten. But yeah, it was. I mean, I love watching the world's first race. I don't know. Did y'all like what you watched when y'all were watching it too?
I mean, I couldn't really see was.
little bit.
I mean, I hated that like they got close and then failed. That kind of sucked. But couldn't really-
Obviously, the mechanics and whatnot. You've never played WoW. It's hard to understand.
I mean, I could kind of understand because of my Final Fantasy knowledge of like what was kind of going on and like what they were trying to do, but
Mhm.
it was just like I was looking over your shoulder on a small phone screen, so it was kind of
Yeah,
hard to watch.
exactly. It was like it's like watching an ultimate raid in Final Fantasy for the first time and being like, "Yeah, I understand. I know what's going on. Uh huh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Uh huh. Oh yeah, easy. I could do that. Uh huh.
totally.
Totally. And no, the ultimate raids in Final Fantasy as single encounters are probably more difficult than mythic raiding in WoW. But mythic raiding in WoW is like 8 to 9 bosses, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit crazier. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the world's first race. That was so much fun to watch. I enjoyed every part of it, especially the second to last boss. That was absolutely wild watching their strategy change over time for that boss because it was clapping their cheeks for almost a week straight.
Speaking of clapping cheeks, Dustin,
Yeah.
your restroom adventures.
Oh yeah.
What is going
What?
on? What's going on in there?
No, not clapping cheeks. That was a joke. Um, yeah. So, at work, I go into the restroom and I always happen to walk in when weird shit happens. So I have three things. The first thing was last year. I walk in and one of the older guys working there was taking a piss, but he fucking turned around and didn't put his dick away before turning around. Cause I opened the door and that's when he was turning around. and then he put his dick away, and so I saw like 0.5 seconds of his cock, and I was like, oh god, and then I just continued walking, and I pretended I didn't notice it.
He's a shower.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck turns around and then puts their dick in their pants? Who does that?
Him.
Anyway, so that was great. A second encounter.
Roll
I
for an
go in.
encounter.
Yeah, I second impact. I go in, and it's a different bathroom, and there's this guy there, who, like, it was like him, and then like I think it was just him actually, and he was just flexing his muscle, like his arm muscle, whatever you call it. Was it the bicep or whatever? And it had fucking a bunch of Marvel and DC temporary tattoos on it. And he's like, "Hey, you want to see my tattoos?" And I'm just like, look at him like, sure. He's just like, "Oh, here's Flash, here's Batman, here's Spider-Man." I'm like, cool. And
Is
then I
this-
just washed my hands and left.
Is a
But it was
student?
like, yeah, I was a student, but he had like fucking like 30 of them on one arm. It was crazy.
Bruh.
And then the third one, the third impact, was I walk in, and there's just like 4 dudes in there, and one of them has their fucking shirt off, and I'm like, bro, put your shirt back on. Why is your shirt off? He's like, oh, sorry. But it was just like, these guys are just chilling in there. I'm like, guys, go back to class. Like, what? You shouldn't be doing that. And they're like, oh, sorry. And then he put it back on and left. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, that's my bathroom adventures. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my bathroom adventures just involve me sitting in the stall, and then kids come in, and they're just like having a chill hangout session in the bathroom. Like they're on their phone, they're listening to music, they're having a conversation. This is like during class time. I have a free period, but they like try to open the stall that I'm in, and they're like, "Hey, who's in the toilet right now?" Because they're like like that's any of their business. And I'm not gonna be like occupied. I'm like, boys, go to class, and then they book it.
Yeah, I relate to most of that, minus the being on their phones part.
Mm.
Same problem, except I'm not in the stall.
Do,
Also,
do your kids have phones yet?
He just shits on the floor.
Thank God, no.
Okay, good.
Thank fucking God, no. They don't.
None of them.
No,
They have iPads.
probably. I don't know if they have iPads or if there are iPads that their parents
I want iPad.
have them use at home.
I want iPad.
Mm.
Do you have games on your phone?
I have one girl who I know dad spoils her, and fairly often when she gets when she's getting picked up, she's talking about wanting her phone. I really don't think it's her phone. I think it's dad's phone, and he just, I don't know, maybe dad has 2 phones. Maybe dad has like an old phone, like an older phone that he's done using.
Dad has
and
a
he's got his
burner.
current phone. But like I don't, I really hope he would not go so far as to give this girl a fucking actual, like, buy this girl a phone.
Mm.
Because A, I'd be dead inside, and B, I'd be like, bro, if you're going that far, I think you're the one making my life more difficult
Yeah.
to spoil your kid to that degree.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking have middle schoolers that use their parents as like black credit cards, so like, bruh.
Yeah, I had to take a kid's phone earlier this week because he just like wouldn't put it away during class, and I took it and I said, "You can come pick it up in my office at the end of the day." And he was like, "Okay." Um and then like around lunchtime when I was in the teacher's lounge having my lunch, he knocks on the door and he's like, "Mr. So and so, I need my phone back. Why? I need to pay for lunch on my phone.
What?
Like Apple Pay or something?
I mean, Apple Pay, yeah. As you
Like,
do.
I'm gonna sound like such a fucking boomer. These kids have no clue the value of money. I doubt they've ever used cash in a transaction before. They,
Okay, but like to be in their defense, cash is not like more
Uh,
meaningful.
Yeah, I
no,
mean, I
but
never fucking.
Like
if
you
you
want to sound
have
like a boomer, it's not like these kids never been putting gold on a scale before.
no, but if you have or have used cash in transactions before, it's like a physical thing you can like feel, and you see that you see the dollar amount of it, and it feels more meaningful when you I, I don't know. I think I think when they just like take out their phone, put it up to the thing, it doesn't register that they have paid for something.
I don't know.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
it's less that and more that you teach at a private school
Oh, it's
in
absolutely it.
like
Yeah.
a largely well-to-do area.
Mm, yeah. I mean, any of the like situations or events that happen here are of course going to be skewed because we have, the certain demographic that our school
Like
is.
I'm just flabbergasted that y'all's kids can pay for lunch with Apple Pay.
It's a
I'm like,
recent thing.
what? When we were in high school, like you couldn't even pay for lunch with a. I don't even think you could pay for lunch with a credit card.
No, you can't.
No.
You paid for lunch. Like your parents paid for it beforehand, or you paid for it, like with cash or whatever. And we're not fucking old. Their credit cards have been around for plenty of fucking time. And we didn't have fucking credit card. We didn't pay for lunch with credit cards. So the fact that fucking forget credit cards, your kids are paying for lunch with Apple Pay, I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, it's a privileged school situation. I don't know
Yeah.
if the public school system uses that. I'm sure there are some, but I don't think Florida's public schools do.
I bet there are some that have gotten onto credit cards, maybe,
Yeah.
but Apple Pay. God damn.
Yeah. And I was
That's
like,
a whole
well,
new flavor of classism.
yeah, well, now when he said that like
And
he needed to
also,
eat, I was like,
Pod,
okay,
new
here.
consequences. Fuck, Mr. Siegel took my phone away.
you walk
Guess.
him down?
lunch.
So what
Did
I'm
you wa-
hearing is you've rescinded your right to eat now by having your phone out during class.
God. Oh, bro. Oh my.
You made the decision not to eat the moment you pulled your
Oh.
phone out.
Oh, you wanted to open that Snapchat? I'm sure your meal will
Cost you the
taste good
lunch.
tonight at home for dinner.
Yeah.
I hope you got a lunchbox to open too, my boy.
And then you drop.
my
I don't
God.
even eat breakfast or lunch until I get home, and then they freak out. They look at you like you're some kind of alien.
Speaking of having to take shit away, that the same girl, the one who says my phone when her dad picks her up, she keeps bringing this fucking stuffed animal that I have to turn off because it's got like a voice box in it. And this girl's like a really like sneaky type, like has brought candy to school in her pockets. And
Mm.
like I will see her, mind you, with my eyeballs, see her doing something she shouldn't be doing, like uh, we're resting. It is rest time. You should be laying in your bed resting, or you should shut your fucking eyes and sleep. And I see her, like, arm hanging off the bed, looking at the floor, fucking with something on the floor. And the floor is like, I don't know, whatever, linoleum, doesn't matter. Hard floor. There's nothing.
Reactive.
There shouldn't be anything to fuck with on the floor. It's not carpet. It's not wood. It's fucking linoleum or whatever the hell. And I know it's probably like some random piece of shit, like a wood chip or something that got brought in from outside. And I say to her, I'm like, hey, what do you have? And she picks up the wood chip and like sticks it underneath like her chest on the bed and is like, I don't have anything. And it's like, show me your hands. And she shows me her hands, which have nothing in them, because she just stuffed the wood chip underneath her body. And I'm like, dude, I can see with my eyes.
Bro, you're capping.
Like, basically. And like, what was it? Yesterday she brought like a mini Rubik's Cube. And I'm like confused because I don't think the smartest kid I have taught so far ever could solve a Rubik's Cube. Like, I had a kid last year who I really thought was really smart. But, like, unless I have a kid who is a savant for that specific type of intelligence to solve a Rubik's Cube, I don't think I'm ever going to have a kid at this age level that can solve one. And yet she had one. I say mini. It was a 3x3, but it was like, I don't know how big a regular one is. You know, say a regular one is like 4 inches by 4 inches by 4 inches, right? This one was like 2x2x2 size, but it's a regular 3x3x3 number of little cubes. And I first found out about it when we were already outside. Toys from home are not supposed to come to school. Because if it gets dirty, broken, lost, stolen, the kid's going to complain. The parents could complain. They might complain. But at least the parents, I'm like, you know they're not supposed to bring it. The kids are going to complain. I'm going to be like, you know you're not supposed to bring it. Mom and dad know you're not supposed to bring it. Why did you bring it? You shouldn't bring it. And they're like, but I wanted to show so-and-so. And it's like, you're not supposed to. Like, and so when we were already outside and I found out, I'm like, whoa, my dude, again with the smuggling stuff in, this random crap. And I'm like, whatever. As long as it doesn't come back outside, because it shouldn't be here at all. It should not be at school. And then later, we are lining up to go outside, and this other girl snitches on her.
Bruh.
And she tells me, she's like, so-and-so has the cube toy. And I'm like,
dying.
part of me
Help me.
Part of me is like, it's annoying to me when the kids snitch about like really unimportant shit, like shit that I don't even need to address. But at the same time, when they snitch about things that are important or that I like are even like mildly important, like that, I'm like, you're kind of cringy, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go over, and she like overheard the girl telling me, and she's like, I don't have it. And like she has one hand in her coat pocket and the other hand out. And I'm like, it doesn't come outside. And she's like, I don't have it. I'm like, let me like look in your pockets. And she's like, I don't have it. And I reach in the pocket that has no hand in it and there's no cube. She's like, see, I don't have it. I'm like, your hand's in your other pocket. And I'm reaching to put my hand in the other pocket, and she's like blocking my hand. And I'm like, thinking about it, I'm like, you're making it really, really not conspicuous at all that you have it. And I eventually take it, and I'm like, this doesn't come outside. And why did you say you didn't have it? You have it.
Fuck.
It's like, I don't appreciate when you lie to me.
She just says fuck.
Fuck.
No. You automatically got me thinking of the fucking soundbite moment on Lethal the other night.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
Oh, you just went, fuck.
Yeah, you just went,
But
fuck.
yeah. Like,
I'm gonna make that a clip, by the way.
I have not yet determined whether I should be blaming her dad or not, because holy crap. A lot of my kids bring stuff to school that they're not supposed to. None of them are as like sneaky about it, or
Mhm.
at least none of them try to be as sneaky as she does.
Did you like tell the parent that she brought it?
I usually don't, because she always gets picked up late and I'm tired.
I don't know. I mean, I would just say like,
I always ask my supervisors to do it. I'm like, I'm gonna be too stressed by the time this kid gets picked up to talk to her dad.
yeah, because if it was,
And
if that
she's
was me,
also a difficult pickup. Like, most of my kids, when they get picked up, they're gone. They're like, bet. That's my mommy. Fuck y'all. Goodbye.
Fuck.
Sometimes, if they're in the middle of something they really want to do, they get a little upset. No. This girl gets upset every single time. Every single time. Like yesterday or the day before. The day before, she got upset even though the alternative was cleaning up toys that she was playing with, which she didn't want to do. And that's the only reason I could get her to leave promptly. Was I said, these are your two options. You can leave with dad, or you can clean up and then leave with dad. Either way, we're all done playing because it's your turn to go home. And she actually left promptly, which almost never happens. And so that's the problem, is she gets picked up late and she's like that. And so I don't have the emotional energy when she gets picked up to talk to her dad myself. I usually ask my supervisor, like, hey, can you talk to so-and-so's dad? She brought such and such a thing, or this or that. They're only supposed to bring water. This girl has brought, oh God, like iced tea and chocolate milk, which is, by the way, disgusting, dude.
That is kind of weird.
She had chocolate milk like unrefrigerated for hours. Like,
well, what type of chocolate milk was it? Was it actually
I don't
chocolate milk, or was
care.
it like Yoo-hoo? Because it's Yoo-hoo, not milk.
No, it was not Yoo-hoo. But I don't care what it is. Unrefrigerated?
Woohoo.
I'm gonna puke. Disgusting. I was like, that's rank, bro. That's super yucky.
Super. Yeah, I mean, I would just be like, oh yeah, real quick, your daughter brought this in. Take it. If it comes back again, it's destroyed. Sorry.
do that.
Destroyed.
Yeah, I'll destroy it. I mean,
I-
if I give it a warning, it's their fault. Whatever.
Okay.
You
It
gave
is
them a warning
it
already.
is subject to my destruction if I see
Yeah.
it.
I will literally take the flamethrower out of the cabinet and burn it in front of them. And then laugh. Okay, let's move on. So how about we talk about our manga that we were supposed to read or have
Did you
read?
read?
I read one chapter, but yes.
What'd you read?
Jojo Part 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
how was it?
We were supposed to read something?
He didn't do his mandatory reading, guys. Everyone
He
point
didn't
and
do
laugh
his
at him.
reading homework.
Point and laugh at him. Ah,
No, you're not allowed. Thus, you're not allowed to be loud. You're gonna kill all of us.
Okay, let me do it from over here.
Better.
It's toxic, man.
You're so funny, Mark. Yeah, so I
Alright.
guess I'll go first since you guys are discussing it in the chat. Um, so yeah, the newest chapter, Jojo Part 9. Don't want to get into spoilers, but we're finally getting into like the point in the series where they're getting into fights like normally now. So it's starting to ramp up. We're only on chapter 9, I believe, or actually I don't even know. But we're not in the double digits yet, but it's really good so far. I'm enjoying it. Story is very interesting. Plot device is interesting. And Araki does this typical conceptual bullshit with like there's a certain mechanic and the whole world revolves around this mechanic, blah blah blah. Um, and finally shit's like going down, and it was a very interesting and kind of funny chapter with the villain that
Are there still stands?
showed up. Yeah, there's still stands. Um, yeah. Anyway, yep, that's all I'll say to prevent spoilers because I know not a lot of people are caught up. So, yeah.
You could
Um,
talk about it and just say spoiler, because like we're not gonna see that shit for years.
True.
all right.
I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well,
I've had so many parts of JoJo spoiled for me over the years that I ended up watching and just the spoilers went in one ear and out the other.
Mm.
all right. So, all right. Spoilers. Um, fucking Jodio is at like a table with his well, not really his friend but his companion in the gang, Paco. And Paco's like, hey, I'm gonna go get us some like taquitos or something, or like chicken wings from this restaurant because they're at this food court outside in Hawaii. And so he goes to do that, and then he comes back, and they start talking about like the plot device, which is this fucking lava rock that brings fortune to whoever has it. And it's very kind of confusing on how it does that. But basically, like anything it deems fortuitous or that you deem fortuitous will come toward you, no matter what. So like even if you like drop it, it'll come back to you. Um, like if you drop $100 bill, eventually like 5 days later, you're gonna get the $100 bill back somehow. Um, and so they're talking about the rock. What does it mean? Where do they have to go? And basically, they get like an envelope or whatever, and or like a bag of like chicken, and they open it, and there's just fucking like a dead animal in there. Um, yes, it is. Well, it's not a chicken. I mean, like an animal that they encountered earlier, but is now dead, and there's just blood and shit everywhere. So they're freaking out, and then Paco's like, "Bruh, this is obviously like not a test, but a like a threat, and whoever does this is a fucking degenerate who doesn't care about any kind of life because they killed this like cat or whatever." And Jodio's like, "Don't care. I'm gonna fight this dude anyway." And the other guy's like, "Bet." And then it turns out the other guy is a fucking the Paco was the bad guy in disguise the whole time. And the fucking shavings fell off his face. And that's where the chapter ended. There was other stuff too, but I don't want to get too far into it about the other group of people. But it was good. Um, it was just so funny because Paco comes back with his actual food, and then he sees the other Paco there, and he's like, it's like the Patrick in the gorilla suit moment. You're like, bruh,
Bruh.
bruh, yeah. Anyway, yep. Part 9's good so far. Recommend it. Do read part 7 and 8 at least. Well, of course, read part 1 through 6, but in reality, 7 through 8 you should probably read beforehand. Yeah. Anybody else?
So there was a misclick. It was a misclick.
You muted me?
Misinput.
It was a misinput that I read the wrong thing this week. I read a volume of Girl from the Other Side, and Rob read a volume of Beat and Motion, or the first 5 chapters of it, and third volume of Monster, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was on me. He put it on our spreadsheet last week, and I did not see that. So that is on me. If you want to talk about it, I can definitely. You'll let me know, or we can talk about it next week. But that's 100% on me. So if there's something else you read, like you and Matt read, or someone else read that you want to talk about, then be my guest.
I'm not gonna talk about it. I will save it for next week.
Okay.
As your punishment, we're gonna do 2 volumes of Monster next week, so
Okay.
that I get to read some fucking Monster that is new.
Uh,
Because, as I've been saying whenever we've talked about Monster, I'm a fiend for this shit. And basically, as soon as the podcast ended last week, I went and read the 3rd volume of Monster in like half an hour. And then I put it on the spreadsheet the following night. I'm like, Monster, again, let's go. And so, yeah, the whole week I've gone without it. So, yeah, we'll have some Monster to talk about next week.
It'll be a monster of an episode.
I'm also gonna wait on Beaten Motion because Dave's the one who put it on the spreadsheet to read it. So I'm gonna wait till he reads it to talk about it. I also read that already. I read it like a month ago. And I was gonna reread it for this podcast, the first 5 chapters. I don't know. I haven't gotten around to much reading this week. Other than being a receptionist in this magical world. I guess I will talk about, though, bro, these no spoiler. I'm not gonna say any spoilers. All I'm gonna say is these fucking the JJK manga has me by the fucking nuts, bro.
Yo, JJK.
I'm losing my mind.
So good.
Like, I'm very anti-spoiler, but with JJK, I'm looking at the leaks. Like, they've got me by my they've got me like firmly grasp it by my nuts. I'm like, please.
Or the last like
I'm
3
so
chapters.
desperate.
The last 3 chapters were just so fucking good.
I'm so desperate for fucking information.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing. I'm just like, please. Please, I'm waiting, dude. I'm
first energy into my veins.
dying.
Please, Daddy, please.
I am dying waiting for this shit.
That fucking cat Gage, fuck.
What?
Oh my god. I'm dying. It has me by my fucking nuts.
Avatar is a fucking like cat with one eye.
Oh yeah.
In the Juju folk subreddit, everyone's like, that fucking cat. And they've drawn like pictures of them like choking Gage or whatever. Like, give me the Jujutsu Kaisen, stop killing people.
No, I love all the comments that are the Ricky when I catch you, Ricky, but it's Gege when I catch you, Gege.
Fucking I think someone made like an account recently where he's pretending to be Gege, and there's like a post where it's like, I'm Gege, and then people were like, it's him, get him, and then like people were just posting a bunch of drawings of beating the shit. They all hate him out of love. The love-hate relationship with that fucking subreddit.
Yeah, it's like how Game of Thrones just fucking killed every motherfucker.
Yeah. No, but I like it in JJK. Also, the newest episode of JJK was good, but obviously the animation is lacking a bit, but compared to earlier. And
Yeah.
we do not support Mappa, right? We're not supporting Mappa. We're smart the animators, but not the company. I think so. fuck?
You said that like you were afraid of someone like accusing you.
Yeah, I have a gun in my head. No.
You have the executives to your
Yeah,
with a
the
gun to your head.
executives. Yeah, Mr. Mappo themselves.
Dustin looking in a fucking mirror in his room, and there's just a
Yeah.
one-eyed cat behind him holding a fucking pistol.
Well, it wouldn't be Gay, whatever. It wouldn't be him. It would be
True.
fucking the fucking Mappa. The guys in the motorcycle circling me. Their fucking guns. Oh my god.
All right, boyos, what do you say?
Yeah, I think we should end it off.
All
Fuck
right.
Gege Akutami. I love you. Fucker.
Yeah.
This
Nah,
is
I'd win.
this is
Nah,
the
I'd
this is the mangaka.
Yeah, the mangaka for
Okay.
JJK.
All right, Jax, why don't you play us out?
Alrighty. It has been the Degen Z podcast, episode 14.
God, 14.
And yeah, man, it's been like
14 weeks.
what?
Almost.
Yeah.
We're getting close to
5
4
months?
months.
4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Or
Getting close to
actually,
what?
Yeah, 4 months, but did we skip
Oh,
a week
yeah.
at all?
4 months.
No, we didn't skip it.
No, we haven't skipped any weeks. No.
Damn.
Some of
like
us
4
have
months.
skipped weeks.
Well, the podcast has not skipped any
Yeah.
weeks.
Motherfucker. You are some of us.
Well, first of all, I
Alright,
did
this has been
say
episode 14
I
of
did
the
say
Degen
some
Z
of us,
podcast.
but I
Thank
did
you
come
for-
in at the last minute.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, you came in at the last
I'm-
minute because
I'm
we didn't
Jax.
reshoot
That's
it.
Rob.
How do you know that? You don't have the receipt.
I'm Dustin.
Is that?
Wow, we're all out of order.
That's
I'm Matt.
Dave.
That's Matt.
I'm Rob.
Thank you. Goodbye.
I'm Dave.
Okay, this is a different receipt. It says I'm Dave. No, I
It's a
can't read. That
wrong
says
comment.
Daniel. Why
Alright.
is Daniel spelled
Alright.
like that? I'm Rob. Why the fuck is it spelled like that?
I'm Dustin.
How many
Okay.
times
Have
are
a
we going to say our
great
names?
week.
Have a great week.
We love you. Good night. See you next week.
Bye.
Episode 15.